Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. Really do appreciate it. Today we're talking all about the pros and cons of being here in Sandy Springs. So whether you live, work, or play here in this area, we're going to give you the lowdown, the good and the bad, and the ugly of living here in Sandy Springs. And so if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell notifications so you don't miss a single video, not just about Sandy Springs, but North Atlanta completely. That's exactly what we talk about on this channel, and we're going to get into it right now. My name is Matt. Me and my team here in the Atlanta area get tons of calls every single day, and we're scheduling Zoom calls with buyers and sellers here, and not just the Sandy Springs area, but all over North Atlanta, again, every single day. So we'd love to have the chance to talk real estate with you anytime, even if you're just trying to get a better understanding of what the different areas around Atlanta look like. We'd love to have you, leave a comment down below. We'd love to address that price point, that question, that concern, anything that you have, and additional knowledge or wisdom that you want about the North Atlanta area. Feel free to reach out anytime. All of our contact info is down below, but also up in the channel art. You can always schedule a Zoom call with us, and we'll hop on a video just like this, and we'll walk you through the process of buying or selling or investing here in Atlanta. And in North Atlanta, anywhere from the Roswell Alpharetta area all the way down to Midtown, as far east as Decatur and Norcross and Doraville, and as far west as Smyrna Vinings area. That's a pretty large area, and there's roughly 2.5–3 million people that live in that area. So there's a ton of opportunity. And again, we're going to cover all of the pros and cons of living today in Sandy Springs. We'll go through all of the other cities here as well. So if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure that you do that and tap on the bell for the notifications so that you don't miss a single video about what it's like to live here in North Atlanta. The reason that we moved to this area was because of its unbelievable location. So located just a little north of Atlanta, downtown Atlanta, you have downtown, Midtown, Buckhead, and then right into Sandy Springs. And so Sandy Springs actually is bordered by the Chattahoochee River, which gives you plenty of opportunity to get outside, to hike and walk around, not just the local parks, but also the Chattahoochee River, which runs pretty much the entire length of Georgia. Not many people know that, but its location geographically really gives you the opportunity to be, north into the mountains, into the North Georgia mountains within about an hour. Some great shopping, great restaurants in this area. So its location really is prime. You don't have to deal with the downtown traffic. You don't have to deal with the commercial inflow and outgo, during the normal workday. Yet at the same time and in the same breath, I'm going to tell you that this is also the biggest con of being in Sandy Springs. The traffic in Sandy Springs is absolutely terrible. And a lot of that is because we don't have the best public transportation system. Yes, there is MARTA, which runs basically north and south and east and west through the downtown corridor there. But as far as MARTA and public transportation goes, not the most well thought out and the most well planned thing. So it is a good thing, yet it's also a bad thing to live, work, and play here in Sandy Springs. The location's phenomenal. You can be basically anywhere in 20 minutes in Atlanta, yet at the same time, especially at peak traffic times, it could take you 30, 45 minutes, even as much as an hour to get through parts of Atlanta. The second pro here about living and working and playing in Sandy Springs is the community feeling. So recently the City Springs area was developed, and that really gave a new center or a new heartbeat to the city, if you will. And so the City Springs area, as you can see here, is just a really vibrant space. It has the city hall attached to it, as well as all the municipal offices, permitting and zoning and all that type of stuff, as well as the mayor's office. But then you do have a really cool commercial and residential component to that as well. So a couple restaurants, a couple gyms, a couple different, commercial type retail type things right within the heart of the city, as well as a residential apartment complex and then condo townhome feel to it. And so really, you can live in downtown Sandy Springs and again, enjoy all of the concerts and all of the stuff that the city actually puts on. So there's this great kind of fabric that's woven as a result of this new city center. And that's just been developed here in the last 5 years. Sandy Springs in the past had no downtown, had no city center. It was a very fragmented city, and geographically speaking, we cover a massive territory. So to have one central location really made Sandy Springs feel more like a community. In addition, you have the parks, which are a great community driver as well. Obviously, when people are looking to move to a particular area, and especially here in the Atlanta area, parks are a big, big selling point. To get outside, especially if you live in a condo or a townhome community where you may not have an amenity, you have tons of parks. Morgan Falls, the Abernathy Greenway, you have all sorts of walking trails all throughout the Chattahoochee River, as I mentioned earlier in the video. But definitely one of the pros of living here in Sandy Springs. Now, one of the cons, conversely to the community, is the price of real estate and the value of real estate. When we moved here about 10 years ago, it was very, very easy to find a home between $300,000 and $500,000. Now, that is basically impossible. Now, it does happen every once in a while, but the values and the prices have increased so quickly that $750,000 is now the average. So while it's been named one of the top 10 cities in the United States for not just millennials, but also baby boomers and Gen X and Gen Y and every other generation in between, and yes, for families, and yes, for young professionals. And again, the location itself just really lends itself to having a higher property value here. So, you know, if that $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 is out of your price range, you might have to look outside of the city of Sandy Springs, either to the west with East Cobb and Cobb County, to the north with North Fulton being Roswell and Alpharetta, to the east would be Dunwoody and DeKalb County, or even Brookhaven a little further south. But again, those price points even are really going to force you out of that $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 price range, and you're just going to have to look further north again, Alpharetta, Roswell, Johns Creek, areas like that. The final pro to in our top three here today for living in Sandy Springs is the amount of opportunity that you're given when you live in this area. So not just do you have an unbelievable, thriving community from a live and play side, but certainly from the work side, there are more Fortune 500 companies in Sandy Springs than anywhere else in the state of Georgia. And so obviously this location, again, has a lot to do with that, being in the center of the perimeter area here, just north of Atlanta and right on the edge of 285 here. Obviously making it super accessible for people commuting from Alpharetta and Roswell, as I just mentioned. But if you live, here in Sandy Springs, you're 5 minutes from Mercedes-Benz, you're 10 minutes from State Farm, which is the largest insurance provider here in the Atlanta area. So, the amount of opportunity job-wise, and certainly with Google being downtown, Amazon bringing a ton of jobs here, Porsche being on the south side, there's a lot of opportunity here in the Sandy Springs area, and you don't have to leave Sandy Springs for that. I think that's an amazing pro and an amazing benefit to living, working, and playing here in Sandy Springs. If you have any questions or concerns about living in the North Atlanta area, please feel free to leave a comment down below, or you can also, text us, email us, call us, also schedule a Zoom call. We can hop on a call in a video just like this. We can talk about what your needs are, what you're looking for, kind of the area that you'd like to be in. We love getting these types of calls every single day. And we really just enjoy helping people ultimately reach their financial and real estate goals when it comes to living in North Atlanta. So thanks so much for watching the video, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.